Ever heard of a situation described as a hot potato or two people as two peas in a pod? What do these expressions mean? Welcome to the intriguing world of English idioms, where words paint vivid pictures beyond their literal meanings. Today we delve into an appetizing segment of this realm, vegetable idioms. These phrases, while they might sound like items on a dinner menu, actually serve up a feast of metaphorical meanings. So grab your forks and get ready to dig in. Stay tuned to discover the meaning and usage of these interesting vegetable idioms. First on our list is a hot potato. No, we're not talking about a steaming spud straight out of the oven. This phrase is a tasty bit of English idiom that serves up a heaping helping of intrigue. When we say something is a hot potato, we're not referring to a side dish at your family dinner. Rather, this idiom is used to describe a contentious or difficult issue that people generally try to avoid. Picture a literal hot potato, too scorching to hold, and you'll get the idea. For instance, let's imagine there's a political scandal brewing. The issue becomes a hot potato in the news, something that's awkward or unpleasant to handle, much like a piping hot potato straight from the oven. Whether it's a scandal, a controversial policy, or a heated debate, these hot potatoes are tricky subjects that people often don't want to touch. So next time you hear of a hot potato, you'll know it's not about dinner. Next up, carrot and stick. This isn't about feeding a donkey. Now let's dig into this idiom. Carrot and stick is a method of persuasion that involves a reward and the threat of punishment. The carrot symbolizes a prize or a promise of something good, while the stick symbolizes a threat or punishment. Imagine parents trying to get their children to do their homework. They might use the carrot and stick approach. The carrot might be the promise of extra playtime or a special treat. The stick? Well, that could be the threat of losing privileges or not being allowed to watch their favorite TV show. This approach is not just used in parenting. It's also seen in workplaces, schools, and even in politics. The carrot and stick method is all about influencing behavior and motivating people. So, remember, carrot and stick is all about motivation, not about actual vegetables. Our final idiom for today is two peas in a pod. It's not about gardening, I promise. This idiom is a fun and playful way to describe two people who are strikingly similar in their looks, mannerisms, or characteristics. Just imagine cracking open a fresh pod and finding two peas sitting snugly side by side, almost identical in their shape and color. That's exactly what this idiom visualizes, but in the context of people. And for instance, let's consider two best friends. Let's call them Lily and Rose. They've known each other since kindergarten. They share the same sense of humor. They have the same hobbies. They even finish each other's sentences. You might say, Lily and Rose, oh, they're like two peas in a pod. It's a charming way of saying that they're so similar, they could practically be the same person. So, two peas in a pod is about similarity, not about actual peas. So, we've learned 3 vegetable idioms today: a hot potato, carrot and stick, and two peas in a pod. Starting with the hot potato, we discovered that it represents a controversial issue or a tricky situation that people tend to avoid. It's not about the temperature of the potato, but rather the heated discussions it may cause. For instance, when someone says climate change is a hot potato, they mean it's a contentious topic that can stir up a heated debate. Moving on to the carrot and stick idiom, we learned that it's a metaphor for a reward and punishment system. A carrot symbolizes a reward, while a stick signifies punishment. If your boss says, "We're implementing a carrot and stick policy," it means they're introducing incentives for good performance and penalties for falling short. Lastly, two peas in a pod doesn't refer to vegetables in a pod, but to two individuals who are remarkably similar in appearance or behavior. If you've ever met twins who are inseparable and share the same interests, then you've encountered two peas in a pod. Remember, idioms often rely heavily on context for their meaning. They're not literal translations, but rather creative expressions that add spice to our conversations. Next time you come across these idioms, you'll know they're not about veggies, but about life situations. Keep learning, and you'll soon be an idiom expert.